Hi, my name's Mark. One of the pastors here at Trillium. Wells Fargo, the fourth largest bank in the United States, got a $185 million fine from the US government recently. The Boston Globe puts it this way: beginning in 2011, Wells Fargo employees routinely used legitimate customers' names to create phony credit, debit, and checking accounts, as many as 2 million. In an effort to meet sales goals, the banking giant didn't confess to wrongdoing at a recent press conference, but said that over the last 5 years it has fired 5,300 mostly low-level workers who took part in the scam. Interestingly, the executive suites are still fully occupied. And the person who ran the whole consumer personal finance division for Wells Fargo, Carrie Tolstad, has now taken early retirement, coincidentally because of this scandal in the company. And she got a $125 million pension payout, retirement payout. $125 million. So the people who are at the low level, the system set up in some sense to be part of the scam, they get fired, but the person who's responsible for it all gets a $125 million payout. I don't know about you, but something seems grossly wrong with that kind of situation. And the big CEO of the company, the one who runs all Wells Fargo, John Stump, was out at a press conference extolling Carrie Tolstad and then saying that he took personal responsibility for what's happened at Wells Fargo. And I'm thinking to myself, what is personal responsibility? What does it look like? Like, is he going to the board and saying, cancel my bonus for a year? Or is he offering to resign? Like, what does he mean in a tangible way about taking personal responsibility? Because we hear about this all the time in the news from political leaders, business leaders, celebrities, whatever it might be, taking personal responsibility, but I never get to see it expressed in tangible terms. I hear people talk a lot about love, but love in the abstract is kind of pointless in the same way as offering some kind of apology in the abstract. It's how it's manifested in concrete ways that really makes it matter to us. I've been talking to you about how the solar system, solar circuitry, like solar power, how it's a great analogy for us, understanding our relationship to God and to loving our neighbor. In the solar system, there's the sunlight, and it comes to the solar panel, and the solar panel is actually a transducer. It takes one signal and it transduces it into another signal. So it takes sunlight and it transduces it into electrical current. And voila, you have electrical power. You can run appliances, a whole host of things. In the same way, God is the source of love. And God pours out this blessing love upon us. And we're like the panel, the solar panel. Our only task in life, our only task, so simple, is simply to absorb the rays of love from God and then transduce it from the abstract into the concrete. John, in one of the writers of the New Testament, talks about the fact that God is love. God is love. God's the source. But if we say we love God in the abstract and don't love our neighbors around us, our brothers or sisters, people who are close to us or even far away, if we don't actually transduce God's love into practical expressions, concrete ways of living it out with other people, then we're liars. Or like we're not telling the truth about ourselves and about how life's supposed to work for us. The process of transduction actually is very simple. It's to take something abstract and move it into very concrete ways. And I think the gospel calls us to move a step beyond John Stump standing at a press conference saying he's going to take personal responsibility. I think the gospel calls us to take the words and the abstract element of God's love and really transduce it in a way that makes a difference in people's lives. It can transform the world when the light of heaven, love, is transduced, changed into very concrete expressions that people can see and touch and experience.